Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog. It's a City present and we're celebrating out. We're celebrating this morning. We're only halfway there, but we're celebrating a fantastic victory in the Bernabau Stadium. Real Madrid 1, Manchester City 2. So excellent. So we're going to have a look at that. Going to see how Pep's, now he's got a bit of sun on his head, see how Pep's sorted this out. Have a quick look at Twitterverse, and I'm also going to have a look forward to the Carabao Cup final against Aston Villa, which is only a few days away. So join me for this. Right, let's have a look at the game last night. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. The team, well, obviously it was an interesting team, wasn't it? But it wouldn't be like Pep, would it, unless he put an interesting team out. Edison, Walker, Laporte, Otamendi, Mendy, Rodrigo, Gundogan, Mahrez, KDB, Bernardo, and Jesus. Subs: Bravo, Sterling, Aguero, Silva, Fernandinho, Cancelo, and Foden. A quick look at the Twitters from the when the team came out. There's a bit of fallout. Where's Aguero was asked by people. Where's why are Gundogan and Gundogan and Rodri still paired together, even though it seemed to work at weekend, obviously. And no Fernandinho, so there's a little bit of fallout. It wasn't too bad. I've seen a lot worse. So I think Madrid were quite strong from what I know. Obviously, they've no Hazard, have they? But I've never been frightened of Hazard when he plays against City anyway. But obviously, it's a bit of a loss to them to have no Hazard. And they're coming off a defeat as well, although they did rest a few players. So it was important in this game. Could tell. I mean, they did rest the players in the last league game, Real Madrid. Anyway, on to the game itself. Cagey start, wasn't it? I mean, Real Madrid had a lot of the ball, I thought, for the first 15 minutes or so. Played it around quite well. Made City look as though we were chasing it just a little bit, but they were just sort of sussing each other out. And the first real shot came Madrid's way, wasn't it? Was it Veron who hit the City fans in the third tier with his shot when he took it. But that was the first real goal, but it sort of stung City into a little bit of life, wasn't it? And we had a great chance on 20 minutes. KDB, great ball, KDB, a good night for him again, obviously, for Jesus. And rather than hitting it first time, which he's been told to do, and we know he should be doing, he obviously jinked again and brought in on his right, but brought an okay save out from Courtois. I don't think it was a fantastic shot. He hit the target, which I've said to you before, is all you can ask for, really. Just hit the target. So that's what we want from our strikers. And he did that, but an okay save. But a bit disappointed. We could have done a lot better. I mean, 24 minutes was quite chaos. I mean, Mahrez shouldn't be anywhere near our box, to be honest with you. I'm not happy when Mahrez is defending. And he tried to carry it out on 24 minutes out of the City penalty area. And fortunately, he got a foul. Fortunately, the ref wasn't too bad last night, was it? But fortunately, we got a foul awarded against him, but it was a bit clumsy trying to carry it out on the 6-yard box, so we got our own 6-yard box. But anyway, we got the foul, so we got away with that. And then in 28 minutes, there was a good chance for KDB as well, and I think it ended up nearer the corner flag than the goal. I think Mahrez a great ball to KDB, where he's put off a bit by the Madrid defender. And I think his shot, I don't know where it ended up. It ended up nearer the halfway line than the goal, I think, when he did it. 29 minutes, well, Mendy, wasn't it? Mendy had been like a little bit of a scalded cat, like he sometimes is, and it just clumsy again. And obviously, he gets booked, so he's going to miss the second leg, unfortunately. But that's just Mendy all over, He puts a lot in, but he just sometimes he seems to turn his brain off and just go a bit mad. And then 30 minutes, Real Madrid very nearly went ahead, didn't they? Benzema header, great save by Edison. Fortunately, he didn't get it out too far when he saved it, but fortunately, it just fell behind another Real Madrid striker, so he couldn't quite get his feet to it. So we did survive, but that was a really, really big scare, and that was probably one of the best chances of the first half initially. And then obviously 32 minutes, Laporte went down, arms up, and we don't know, do we? I've not heard this morning. Someone's saying he's going to be out for another 4 or 5 months, but as someone said, I think Pep was just saying he's come back from 4 or 5 months. So hopefully, I don't know. I lost the stream when he was going. He walked off, didn't he? I think I didn't actually see that stream where he actually walked off. I just saw him on the floor, and then he was obviously off the pitch. I think my stream froze or something at the time. Anyway, so that was so depressing. I mean, on a good night, what ended up as a good night, that was again put a bit of a dampener on it, didn't it, with Laporte? So there you go. We're not done very well, have we, this year? I do worry that Laporte's going to turn into another Vincent Kompany, touch wood, class player, but prone to injury. So we're going to get this with Laporte. Let's fingers crossed, hope not. 36 minutes, a half chance for Bernardo, but it's a bit of a weak shot, I think. And on 46 minutes half time, it's sort of a good chance for Jesus, but I think his shot was going wide. But there's total panic in the Real Madrid defence, and they nearly put it in their own net. Unfortunately, they had a guy on the line to stop it, but we very nearly went in with an own goal lead at half time. And one thing I did notice at the start of the second half, and I think everyone was praising the referee, and I thought he did okay, but there was a couple of times when the Madrid players literally ran into each other or fouled each other, and they got the foul. I don't know what was going on. So, yeah, the ref did have a good game, but there was a couple of times when the Madrid guys just either ran in. There was one with a head injury, and then they got a foul, but the City player was nowhere near, and there was a couple of incidents like that, one in the first and one in the second half. But I thought City started really well the second half. You could see they were up for it. Madrid were a bit caged, looked a bit worried at the start of that second half. There's a great ball through from KDB, and Mahrez a pretty poor finish. He should have done a lot better. That was on 49 minutes, and then Mahrez had another chance straight at Courtois on 55 minutes. Again, I suppose he hit the target, but again, should have done better. 56 minutes, Mahrez again. It was okay save from Courtois. Made quite a good save that people raved over. But again, Mahrez had a great chance and Courtois saved again. And then the 59 minutes, I mean, this is the bad of the game, wasn't it? I mean, absolutely, I don't know what. I mean, when you're playing a team like Real Madrid, do high press and they press you do have to be calm. And you're going to get the odd time when you make a mess. But City, Rodri and Otamendi did make a mess. But the annoying thing more for me than their mess was Walker, because Walker had actually got back, actually had covered. So all he had to do was either play it back to Edison or hit it roll Z or something. But I don't know what he did. And he ended up, obviously, going back to the Real Madrid player. Ended up with this goal. No, typical, isn't it? Of all the players to score against City, Isco took it really, really well, but that was really bad, and it was slack defending. I think Pep mentioned it was just terrible, it's just bad. But again, when you're under pressure from a team like Real Madrid, these things are going to happen. So I'm not going to come down on too much. Walker had a great game, I thought, last night, but that really stood out as a major error, and Walker should have done a lot better. But he is prone, like a lot of our defenders, to make these little one-off silly mistakes. So, unfortunately, we're a goal down on 59 minutes, aren't we? 1-0. We took a little bit of time to regroup, and I think they had a deflected shot. Real Madrid, they could have easily gone 2-0 ahead. Fernandinho managed to get his body in front of it, and they had a deflected shot over from, I think it was Ramos, Isco and Ramos combined. 73 minutes. Well, we had Raheem Sterling, didn't we? And the thing is about Real Madrid and teams like they do, if we had Leroy Sané, for instance, they do panic a little bit if they get run at. And obviously Sterling was going to go on to cause a little bit of chaos, wasn't he? But then we had, on 77 minutes, a fantastic equaliser. I mean, KDB with a great ball into the box. Jesus with a fantastic header. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, there was a bit of a worry, VAR, that was a foul. And I think he did have his arms on the Real Madrid defender, but not enough to cause any bother. So fortunately, as it was most last night, VAR didn't overrule what happened on the pitch, and the referee, if the referee had blown for a foul, then I don't think the VAR would have overruled it either, because there was contact, but it was nothing. It was really nothing. So a great equaliser, wasn't it? And literally a minute later, he had another great chance, Gabby. Jesus, he had another header, but he just didn't get over it, and he just ended up going over the bar. But he should have perhaps done a little bit better with that. But hey, we're not going to complain, are we? And then on 81 minutes, so we didn't have long to wait, did we? 4 minutes after the first goal, the penalty. I mean, this is it. Sterling running. Again, this is it. Just that little typical thing of Sterling, where he gets that extra little couple of inches where he nicks the ball, pushes the ball, and the defender's just a little bit mistimed. And all credit to the referee for giving it, and all credit for the VAR for not overruling it. And penalty, so no guarantee as to with the penalty, but at last he's grown a pair. At last KDB steps up, and what a brilliant penalty. I mean, as I said, I knew he was putting it in that corner, but I don't think I would have got to it. It was superbly put into that corner, right in the corner. So, and he hit it at quite a pace. So, even though I know he's going that way, it was more or less a perfect penalty, wasn't it? Nearly into the side netting. So, great, wasn't it? 2-1. And then I think Real had sort of given up by then, and you more thought that City might go on and add a third rather than that. And then you had Jesus through and Ramos, Mr. Ramos, and I heard the commentator defending him saying it was a soft penalty. But at the end of the day, that's what Ramos does. That's his this little touches that aren't too much, but just enough. You know what I mean? And he gets away with. He can get away with these things, even though he's obviously been sent off perhaps more than any other player, I think. But obviously, all credit again to the referee. I mean, this referee won't be refereeing any more City games, will he, in the Champions League based on that? But obviously, we ended up with a free kick. It wasn't quite in the box, so obviously the free kick. Again, should have done a little bit better with the free kick, but it just ended up straight at Courtois again. So he had an easy save to make. Sterling went through late on, about 91 minutes. Again, but a weak shot from Sterling. Mahrez went from, he had KDB to one side, Sterling to the other, and the Real Madrid defenders were panicking. And Mahrez just was greedy, and he just didn't pass to one or the other, and that just went. So, 3-1, let's face it. 2-1's a good score. 3-1, it would have probably been dead or buried. And it did finish, the game finished with a half chance for Madrid, didn't it? It did, about 93 minutes, it did have a sort of half chance of actually getting an equaliser, which wouldn't have been a disaster, but would have been a shame. Any talking points? Well, the ref and VAR is a good thing, isn't it? I would say it was absolutely superb last night, probably because it went mainly our way. As I said, there's a couple of decisions where I think Real Madrid got away with stuff, but obviously, all credit to that. The penalty, great, isn't it? It just seemed to go for a KDB. Obviously, we've got our new regular penalty taker by the looks of it. I'll be interested to see when he puts it in the other side. That's his. I'll be interested to see when he does that. Will he do it with his next one? Who knows? Sterling's great to see Sterling back, and even though he did enough to actually help us win the game, didn't he? In this brief time he was on. Laporte, very depressing. Obviously, we'll find out later how bad it is and how long he's going to miss. It could be out for the rest of the season now. Touch wood, I hope not, and fingers crossed. But there you go. The player ratings. So let's have a look at the player ratings for last night before I do the match statistics. So let's have a look at Mr. Brennan, Player Watch. What's he gives? Right, Edison. Pulled off a great save from Benzema, echoes of Joe Hart 4 years ago. Stuart, give him an 8. I only give Edison a 7 because I just thought his kicking was awful last night. I think at least 6 or 7 occasions and especially at the end, if you remember that half chance Madrid had in 93 minutes, it was Edison's pathetic goal kick that had led to them getting a half chance. So his kicking was really off last night, but he did make, as you say, that save probably made up for it. So Stuart Brennan, give him an 8, I give him a 7. Walker caused plenty of problems going forward, and his pace meant he recovered well. Stuart Brennan's given him a 7. I'm not going to disagree with that, even though I was a bit annoyed with the goal. Laporte limped off with an injury, and City's defensive composure limped off with him 6. And I thought we played all right. I'm going to give Laporte 6 as well. He wasn't on the pitch long enough to do anything more, really. And this is a funny one with Stuart Brennan. Otamendi included for his aerial prowess, but simply added to his collection of mistakes. And he's only given Otamendi 4 out of 10, Stuart. I give him 6.5. I don't know why he had such a downer on Otamendi last night. I don't know where Stuart got 4 out of 10 from. Mendy, terribly sloppy first half, cleaned up after the break, but to no effect, and he's given him a 5. I give Mendy a 5.5. Again, he almost... I didn't see him in the second half. I saw him quite a lot in the first half, gushing about. But I'll give him 5.5. Stuart, give him a 5. De Bruyne, once he started creating a goal, was inevitable. Brilliant assist, calm penalties. Give De Bruyne a 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? I'm a bit meaner anyway. So I'll give him one of my highest scores, which is 8 out of 10, which is really good. Certainly for the second half display. But Stuart, give him a 9 out of 10. Rodri thrown his weight around, but he and Otamendi hit in a terrible fix to hand-rail the lead. He's only giving 6 out of 10. Rodri, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. He was there, but I'll give him a standard 6 out of 10 as well. Gundogan, neat and clever at first, but started giving the ball away. Again, there's someone on Twitter saying he thought he was one of the man of the matches. He had a great game. Again, it's amazing opinions, isn't it, on these player ratings, how we all differ. I agree. I thought Gundogan was okay, but nothing special, and I spotted quite a few mistakes. So I also, like Stuart, would give him a 6. Mahrez had 3 decent chances but couldn't bag one, but he did stretch Madrid in the second half. He's given him a 7. Again, Mahrez because of the things he didn't do, you know, when pass when he should have done, I'm going to give him a 6, but obviously Stuart's given him a 7. Jesus, best attacking player on the pitch with De Bruyne, deserved his goal and teased the red card out of Ramos. He certainly did. Well done, Jesus. He perhaps didn't need to go down, did he? But that's European football, isn't it? Stuart's given him a 9. I give Jesus my joint top mark on an 8 as well. Bernardo gave everything he had and helped to disrupt Real's flow. Stuart's given him a 7. Yeah, I thought a lot of what he tried last night didn't quite come off with Bernardo. He was all over the place, obviously, and that was what he's supposed to be. You know, he was all over the pitch. But I give him a 6.5. Stuart's given him a 7. The substitutes, Fernandinho for Laporte, 32. Best defender, again, and he's given him a 7. I'm going to give Fernandinho a 7.5. I thought he was superb. Not perfect by any means, but even though he's only on for 2/3 of the game, I'm going to give him a 7.5. Stuart, give him a 7. Sterling for Bernardo on 73. Stuart won the penalty, he did, so he's given him a 7 out of 10, which is reasonable. I give Sterling also a 7 out of 10 on that. Stats, the match stats. I look at the match stats: 49% Real, 51% City. Really good. 9 shots for Real, 3 on target. 16 shots for City, 8 on target. So we're up to 50%. This is what we want, isn't it? Between 40 and 50%. None of this 33% nonsense. Corners, 1 for Real, 4 for City. Fouls, 13 by Real, 10 for City. Yellow cards, obviously 2 for Real, 1 for City, and 1 red card, obviously for Real Madrid, quite late on with Ramos. Saves, 6 by Courtois and 2 by Edison. So that's the match stats. So quite deserved winners, weren't we, based on that too? I think we said the game's only half done, hasn't it? But I think we deserved it on that basis, didn't we? I think. Right, have a look now at Mr. Pep. Let's have a look at what Pep. I mean, as I said, he looked a lot brighter last night because of the obviously the sun on his back. So he's asked a few questions. It's just some of the quotes from his his press conference, etc. I'm happy for the victory, but the performance as well, to try to play against his team with a good personality. The first 10 or 15 minutes, it was very difficult, but we played really good. We conceded a goal we shouldn't have conceded, absolutely. Because we won, important is the way we played. We tried to come here to win the game. We did it in this stadium. It's just the first part, and if one team can overcome this situation, it's this club. But of course, it's a good result. I'm so proud, but it's just the first step. We have another game, so it's not over. But enjoy it, of course. We spoke about that. Enjoy the moment. Good dinner, regeneration. On Sunday, we have a final and keep going in the Premier League and prepare for the second game against Madrid. I would say when we were at our best, we conceded a goal that we should have not conceded. And when they were better, we scored a goal. That is competition. That is football. We have to improve. So we do not give them the goal we conceded, but it's part of the game, and maybe in the future we will grow. After scoring, we found our rhythm and we scored the second. Today we are happy, but it's not over. The club has only been to semi-final. To win at the Bernabau is brilliant, and we hope it will help us in the future to believe in ourselves. He was asked about Jesus as well, and he went on to say about Gabby, there is not in the world one striker to have the intensity like Gabriel. He is so fast and so good. We decided to play without a proper striker because of the way Real Madrid defend. You have to make the pitch wide. They're so aggressive. In the first minutes, we suffered, but after that, we had more fluidity. Zidane is going to look after what we've done and will adapt for the second leg. On penalty, he was asked, he was just mentioned that we practice, and he's happy with all the guys who took penalties. And finally, it came good for us. So, yeah, it was smiling Pep, wasn't he? He was quite happy. And why not? Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy what it is. Interestingly enough, the betting now, City have gone from 4-1 to win the Champions League to 11-4. So they dropped more than a point, obviously now based on last night. And Real Madrid went from 14-1 best price to win the Champions League, which they were before the game yesterday, to 50. You can get 50-1 now on Real Madrid to win the Champions League. As I said, it's not over, so it will be quite interesting, won't it? What's going to happen? Let's have a quick look on Twitter before we. So yeah. Anyway, before I finish that, yeah, we're happy with that, aren't we? We're happy with that. Say the job's only half done. Real Madrid are a better team away from home, I think, this season, and they will still fancy the chances of doing it. It would have been nice to get a third goal for City, but it gives us something to, where we're going to make more of an effort, I think, when we get them back at the Etihad. So I'm confident now. I'm confident we should have enough to do it. But a great result last night. We should all enjoy that. As I said, the only downer obviously is the injury to Laporte, which is unfortunate. But safe journey to all those City fans over there in Madrid anyway. Hope they would get back all right and get ready for the trip on Sunday, which we'll talk about in a moment. On Twitter, I've been looking at a few things. I mean, there's an interesting thing the other day on greatest English club side contenders, which was put out by Sky. And I think a lot of people are saying about, obviously, City aren't included on this, which is no surprise, is it? I mean, it's but obviously what I'm looking at, it's obviously based on 3 seasons. So obviously we've had 2 good seasons. So obviously until perhaps we do well this season, hopefully we win 2 or 3 cups, perhaps we'll be in that sort of the greatest clubs. But obviously Sky had done this as it now. But one thing that interested me is, I mean, they put teams like the Tottenham from 1960 to 63 and United from 65 to 68 and Leeds from 68 to 71. So you put the where's the City team from 68 to 70? I mean, that was 3 seasons where we won the league title, we won the FA Cup, and we did the first ever English European Cup Winners' Cup or a European trophy and league and a domestic cup double. So, yeah, even if you don't put City in for whatever reason now into the last, one of the season with Pellegrini or Mancini, or obviously Pep doesn't qualify because we've not had 3 seasons yet. But I mean, where's that? I mean, where's the fairness? So it just shows the bias, and it's there, isn't it? And I mean, they'll say, "Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not. It's just obviously for 3 seasons." But yeah, all right. What about City in the late 60s and the 1970? 4 trophies in 3 seasons, and a European trophy, major, and the 2 major English trophies. So much, just as good as Leeds, who are obviously included in the list, etc. So very disappointed, but we should accept it now, shouldn't we? Obviously, we had all the denim situation, didn't we? It was great, wasn't it, to look at the guys? And I mean, I used to wear this. I used to rock this in the 80s. I remember having denim jeans and denim jackets and stuff like that. But some great images of the City players in the denim. We'll get on to Mr. Edison in a minute later on. Yeah, I think they got away with that, don't they? A lot of people having a bit of a laugh about it, saying it's not very good, but I thought it was all right, to be honest with you. I thought they looked pretty good. Dr. Gary James on Twitter, at Gary James Writer. MCFC's defence against UEFA. Not all sponsorship deals are from Adrian companies. And he just showed an old thing. This is more for my Citizen Past blogs, but a picture of an old Manchester City team with Oxo there. So that's quite good. Oxo for stamina, Manchester City FC. So that was good from Dr. Gary James there. So I enjoyed looking at that. And here we go. MCFC Denver, City fans discussing the lineup. So that was obviously the fallout when the lineup was announced. City fans discussing it. Yeah, I mean, there's always a fallout. I think it wouldn't be City if we didn't actually have a little bit of a fallout about it. It's just how it is. So that's what we have to accept, I suppose, on being City fans. Steve-O on Twitter, quite funny, at Steve-O_J, scored from a corner and a penalty in the same season. Yeah, absolutely. So that's quite funny. That's pretty good accomplishment, isn't it? And Real Madrid, excuse me, a bit like we do when we put these things, we're unbeaten, blah, blah, blah. Real Madrid, their official site, we're unbeaten against Manchester City in the Champions League. So they announced that before the game. So these things always come back to bite you, don't they? That's the problem when you stick. And I know City do it, and that's what worries me. Bored again, Edison, at Edison Bored. Went to bed in double denim. Going to wear it again today. You're going to need an army to get it off me. The double denim blues are coming after you. So that's Bored again, Edison there with his, obviously rocking with the denim there and enjoying it. Some guy mentioned about Bernabau. Yeah, I mean, it's this netting they have, isn't it? They have the netting for away fans. And I think, sometimes I don't know how hard it is or easy it is to, we're stuck up in the gods, obviously, and we'll be nice and friendly when they come to our ground. They'll be over the 3 levels, won't they? They'll have a nice bit of the ground, and we won't put a big wire mesh netting in front of them. It really is annoying the way we're treated in Europe as opposed to. I mean, fortunately, there don't seem to be any police problems and stuff like that from what I've seen on Twitter. So it all went off quite well. But it's just the attitude of European clubs to away fans, not just English fans, I assume. But you don't. You pay a lot of money to go over there, and you're stuck behind netting, which is okay. I mean, there's a lot worse than that, and City fans have suffered worse than that. But I don't think it's good enough. Not, and I've said it before, not the way we treat fans when they come to our ground. We treat them with respect and look after them. We don't really get that at their grounds. Pep on Sky Sports Stato, Pep Guardiola has a 10th win versus Real Madrid, more than any other manager this century. So that's quite good. So I think there's another little stat for Pep here to finish off. Pep Guardiola has surpassed Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho and Sir Alex Ferguson and become the manager with the most wins, 28 in the Champions League knockout games. So that's quite interesting. So that's a little Twitterverse. Right, just have a quick look now. 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes on the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. I'll be down there. I think we had about between 600 and 700 tickets still unsold, but they're the £125 to £150 ones. So I don't see them going now before Sunday. So no doubt we'll get a lot of stick for empty seats, etc., like we normally do. But I think over 32,000 City fans going down there, so that's not too bad. Interestingly enough, I mean, the betting for the game, Villa are 18 to 1 to win, 8 to 1 the draw. This is 90 minutes, obviously, and City are 1 to 6 on to win the game. But interesting enough, I mean, I know we've been to Wembley many, many times. This is the third year running that Villa have been to Wembley as well, because obviously they've had a couple of playoffs, hasn't it? And this is now the third year where they've been there. And the winners, interestingly enough, the winners of the, without gate receipts and without TV money, etc., etc., the winners of the League Cup get £100,000, which doesn't sound much, does it? And the 50,000 to the runners up. When you compare that to the FA Cup, 3.6 million to the winners and 1.8 million to the runners-up. It's quite small potatoes, isn't it? But yeah, on the 1st of March, when we're playing Villa in the Carabao Cup. I mean, it's funny, Villa, they've got 4 nicknames that I can see. They've even got the Lions, Claret and Blue, the Villa, or Villains. So, I mean, they're greedy, aren't they? No, City have got 2 or 3, but I mean, they've got 4. Manager Dean Smith, of course, they get a bit of stick like we do. Danny Mills, I thought he only used to pick on City, but he's been having a go at Villa, things like Tyrone Mings saying he's not good enough for England. There's been reports that Grealish will be going to United. United to get rid of players so they can have Tony Grealish. So they're getting a bit of negativity, you know, we're used to that. We're used to it, aren't we? And this obviously is their first attempt at a trophy since 1996. This season, of course, we played them a comfortable 3-0 victory at our place. Not a bad programme, not a bad content. I mean, if you look at the Villa, we played Villa obviously recently, the 12th of January, and 6-1 at Villa Park. It's a nice programme. I don't think it's anything more special. I mean, in the battle of the programmes, I think it's probably a draw. I think Villa might just have a little bit of an edge. They do quite a lot on City in the programme, which is really good. But you know me, and there's a lot of kids things as well. There's 4 or 5 pages of kids things with a spot the difference and a place to get so the kids can get autographs, stuff like that, which is really good, which we don't sort of do in our City programme. But the Villa Vault is good. I mean, obviously it goes back, you know me, in history vlogs and obviously things with City. So there's links there, and I like that element of it. And it shows games at Villa Park against City and one in 2008, Aston Villa versus Manchester City. So, yeah, I mean, as far as it was a comfortable win, wasn't it? But that's it. I would probably, I'll say a draw with the Villa and City programmes this season. But yeah, Villa might, you know, it was being more honest. I do quite like, but the City programme against Villa was quite good actually. There's a lot of history in that one as well. So I'll give it a draw this season, but not a bad programme. It's not a massive programme from Villa, but anyway, that was just going away onto the programmes a little bit. They have actually won the League Cup 5 times already. This is interesting as well with the trophy count. Villa won the League Cup in 1961, 75, 77, 94 and 96. So they've won it 5 times. So we've won it 1 more time at the moment. But they've won the FA Cup 7 times and they've won the league title 7 times. And obviously they've won the European Cup as well. So major trophies, they've won things like the Intertoto Cup and the Super Cup and stuff, but you know, it's not, let's face it, it's like the Community Shield. They're not really cups, are they? But if you look at major trophies won, Villa are actually 1 ahead of City at the moment, so it's quite important that we win on Sunday so we can even up the trophy count, say, ignoring things like the Intertoto Cup and stuff like that. So it's interesting that, you know, because if Villa beats us, obviously they'll move 2 ahead, which is you know, and I think we're 6th or 7th on trophies won in total. I mean, Villa did win most of their trophies in the first 30 or 40 years of their history. If you watch any of my Citizen vlogs, obviously Villa were the big team, and it was City and Villa as far as crowds were concerned, it was Villa who used to get big crowds, and City were competing and used to beat them some seasons in the 1890s, 1900s. It was always a competition between City and Villa for the crowds as well. So that's interesting. But they did win most of their trophies. They did win in the first 30 to 40 years of their existence. But they're still just ahead of us, so we need to win to even that up, don't we? So that'll be interesting. Overall, I mean, in the league, we've played them 156 times. We've won 65, drawn 39, and lost 52. And in the FA Cup, we have a good record as well. We've won 7, drawn 2, and lost 2 in the FA Cup. But surprisingly enough, in the League Cup, although we've never played them in the latter rounds or in the semi-final final, they beat us 3 times out of 4. We've only played them 4 times in the League Cup. They beat us 3-0 in 76, 3-0 in 83. We actually beat Villa in November 2000. Remember that one, 1-0 at Villa Park. But again, they beat us at our ground. September 2012, they beat us 4-2. So in the League Cup, they do have a better record. They've won 3 out of 4 in the League Cup. So again, there are a couple of things there that are, if they win the League Cup, they'll equal our League Cup count, and can move a couple of trophies ahead of us. So it is quite an important game looking at it like that. And I mean, let's face it, City are massive favourites, aren't we, to win this one. I'll be very disappointed. Obviously, I'll be down there. If you're down there and you spot me, please come and say hello. I'll be doing a bit of a walk around, as long as I've got full of a cold at the moment, which was all right yesterday, but it's sort of come back again today. But if you're down at Wembley, I'm going to try and get in various places to see people that I know from various podcasts, etc. So, but if you do see me, I might, depending how warm or cold it is, it's been cold the last few League Cups, hasn't it? I think in London, quite chilly. It seems to be on a hill, doesn't it, Wembley? It's quite a stiff, cold breeze. So I don't know where I'll be having a couple of pints. I'm thinking about perhaps the Box Park or something. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll be there on Sunday. And let's go. I'll go for a 3-1. I think team-wise, obviously from last night now, I think David will probably start the game now. David Silva will probably start the game. He's going to put Bravo in net, isn't he? So again, we're not, in my opinion, all credit to Pep playing Bravo, but it won't be our strongest team, because our strongest team has Edison in it, as far as I'm concerned. It'd be nice to see Foden start, wouldn't it? Whether he will or not, but that would be nice to see Foden start. And some people saying Cancelo might start instead of Walker. So it'd be interesting. And Sterling, what's he going to do? So it'll be an interesting team again, won't it? And we say whatever team he puts out, we should be capable. Let's say Villa can always, on the day, we know, don't we? We've had previous at Wembley where on the day, my first trip to Wembley was in 1974 in the League Cup final versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. We were strong favourites that day. And we all know what happened there. So, let's fingers crossed we can do it, can't we? But I think they'll be up for it after last night. The fans will be up for it. As I say, all right, we've got a few tickets, a few hundred tickets not sold, but that just backs up the fact that we're a working class support. And obviously, who can pay 125 to 150 quid for a ticket? Absolutely ridiculous amounts of money. But let's see what happens when we get down there. So... Great night in the Bernabau. I think there's a lot of stuff on Twitter about negativity about commentators. I think even Rio Ferdinand was having a dig at the fans again last night on the BT thing. I didn't watch the BT thing, but it's the same thing. And a lot of journalists are sort of saying well done with a proviso, but obviously considering the problems there are. So there's not much love out there, even though we've just come into the Bernabau and won 2-1. There's a lot of hate still out there. No real respect and no real, what's the word? No real joy in the fact that an English team has done quite well, which is it's par for the course. I think we should be used to it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Let me know your player ratings as well, and any views on the game. As I say, the player ratings are so, everyone's different. Some look at Stuart Brennan with Otamendi. 4 out of 10. I don't know where he got that from at all. But let me know anyway in the comments. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. I try to follow everyone back on there. I'm on Bernadine on Facebook at Bernadine with links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my little website there for old rare DVDs. Posters, board games. You have a look on there. Fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back on Monday with a review of the Carabao Cup final, and I look forward to the Is it Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup next week? I've not checked, actually. That's just the top of my head. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday next week. So I'll be back on Monday anyway with hopefully I'll be more cheerful again. Hopefully another cheerful result for us. Another Wembley win would be nice, wouldn't it? But, fingers crossed. And let's hope for good news on Laporte as well. Let's hope it isn't too bad. Anyway, thanks for watching, joining me today. It's been wonderful to spend a few minutes with you. Well, 35 minutes. Anyway, thanks for watching. What I'm going to do with the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and more importantly, look after your family. And this is Bernard saying thank you for spending this time with me. Thumbs ups are always nice. Push the old subscribe button if you're not already done so. Push the bell notifications when you know when these Citizen vlogs, past and present, are coming out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.